Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I am at Sleeping Bear Dunes National Landmark, National Park. Whew. I am in Michigan and Lower Peninsula, and I'm going to go down on the dunes, then walk along Lake Michigan. Because I was cheap, but not cheap, I would say, with certain kind of, maybe I'm stubborn, you can call it that way, but I'm not gonna pay $24 to come with a car up here in the parking lot, about 2 miles of walking. So I dropped the car on the bottom, at the entrance, and I walked. And I'm gonna go down the dunes, which are on Shager Hill, that's what it's called. Altitude 1,083 feet, which is about 300 meters. This is the elevation compared with Lake Michigan. I'm gonna go down there. When I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna be clip, walk around and discuss how the elites want us to go back in the caves with their global warming things. Beautiful sunset. I'm gonna stop on the beach at the end of this little trip and drink some wine, have some good time, and a fire pit and so on. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Remember, about 300 feet. Some people go down and then climb like that lady over there. I did that when I was younger. No purpose on doing it again. All right. So I climbed here. You come here with a car if you want. It's a one-way road, scenic route, beautiful asphalt, excellent location. Oh, maybe you can't hear me because of the wind. Sorry. It's gonna be like this, it seems like. So I'm gonna go downstairs, 300 meters, 1,083 feet. And it's an observatory over there, where you can go over there and you can pay some money and have some binoculars. This is Lake Michigan, obviously. Some people over there, they're barely making it. I remember when I did it. Okay, so I'm gonna try to be careful with my Walter PP99 right here on my back with the glasses, and maybe I'm gonna fall on my face. What the hell, good experience. I hope I don't damage my watch. So, I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna just walk down to show you how this is. As far as I'm going down, like this, it's getting more abrupt, more steeper and steeper. Woohoo! And it's hard. I remember being it softer. That's what it is. Hey, are you coming up? You're going down? Yeah. Good luck. Woohoo! This is where I'm gonna end up. With these glasses, you can't really see the inclination, the slope. God, there's some rocks. If you step on the rocks, oh, but easy. Too much speed. But the water is high. These losers. You're almost there. You're almost there. Oh my. Oh. Made it. Obviously, right? Ding, ding, go up. All right, I'm gonna walk that way. This is Lillena, that is Benzie. Anyway, Benzie County, Lillena, south, north. I'm gonna walk north towards the beach where I'm gonna come around and get my car and have a nice... I'm coming. It's getting very high. I remember when I was last time here, the water was about that way, and now it comes right to my feet. It's like Pacific Ocean, just long waves. Look at that. Look at that. Now, this is life. This is life. Like more of that and less of me here. Out there, up there, you can see the observatory. It's a wooden little shack. And I got sweaty. Like my English friend that starts with initial J, sweaty, hairy Romanian. He was right. He was right. So, there's nobody here. Nobody but me. All right, my friends, let's start with, I feel sorry when I disturb the peace of this beautiful earth, round world, how you want to call it, the planet, with my BS on global issues. But sometimes you need to do what you need to do. And I want to make sure my gun doesn't show up. Not the front gun, but the back gun. All right, so these guys want us go back into caves. What do I mean by that? All these policies of so-called renewable energy, I think they will not be able to, if implemented, they will not be able to, there's the observatory, to sustain our standard of living. That is, with the so-called, EVs, electric vehicles, they will need fossil fuel, and they will definitely need nuclear fuel. You're going to need nuclear power plants. Now, you call that clean or not? That's debatable. You're going to need some coal as well. And these guys tell you that if you build enough windmills and enough ugly solar panels, that sometimes you see fields covered with solar panels because they destroyed, the cows' farts destroyed the environment and the ozone. But those ugly fields of solar panels don't. All that, I don't think you would be able to sustain the same 7 billion people the way as they are, as we are. Some of us consume more, some of them consume less. I don't think would be acceptable. We can't. And guess what they will try to do? They will try to little by little phase out, as they call it, in the name of the environment and global warming and so on. It's a good plan. I don't think it's feasible. I don't think that we will be able to drive cars, big cars, comfortable cars, luxury cars, with a big acceleration and long runs without being somehow reporting or being limited by the government. Government that was voted in office by the weak, feeble strata segment of the society, which is the majority. If you instill fear in them that, this is gonna get, 5 feet higher in 2 years, but the big guys with money buy houses by the Lake Michigan, you can imagine how the racket is. So, they will try to make us, by unfair competition, choose electric vehicles. They already started that. They started that by giving almost a Pulaski stone, almost. So they will try to, as they already do, provide incentives. That is unfair competition for the electric vehicles, versus the combustion engine vehicles. In the United States of America, the government, in order to make you choose electric vehicles because their propaganda doesn't work that well, even for the feeble-minded, they will give you a tax break if you buy a electric vehicle of $7,400, if I remember, dollars. It was between 7,400 or 7,200. So something like that. Doesn't really matter. $200, I give you that. I didn't pay the entrance $24, but I'm gonna give you 200. Why? Because it's about values. I will tell you, I will explain. If I want to buy and drink a good wine, I have a limit of how much I would pay for that bottle of wine if I have to buy it, if I want to buy it, versus of how much pleasure I think that bottle gives me. And I set a price. And if that price is too high, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna drink it. I will give you an example with my speed skates. I have some speed skates valued at about $900. Yes, ice speed skates. The claps, the ones that are the real for competition. I wouldn't pay $900 for a pair of speed skates. But my mother found them for $200. Some fixed blade skates, like the Vikings that I used to have in Romania, and not only, were about $450. Too much for me. I love ice skating, I did it many times, but I couldn't allow myself to pay $450 for something that I had in Romania in the communist times for 100 lei. It was about, I don't know, $5. Really, because the dollar was about 24 lei. So $1 was 24 lei, so about $4. And I'm gonna pay $450. Look at these waves. Just because I am in another country, so I said no, I'm not gonna buy it. My mom found that by mistake, by chance, gave it to me for my birthday, the greatest birthday present I ever had. Almost cried because of that. $900 ice skates that I would have never paid. So the same here. The entrance here for a week was $24. I'm not gonna pay $24. You know how many taxes I pay? How much I pay in taxes? No, I disagree. I disagree with that one. And if you pay for a year, it's gonna be like $40. Well, if I come every year here 50 times, I would pay, but I don't come 50 times. So I decided not to pay. Cheap, stubborn, stupid, however you wanna call me. There's some flies here. I don't know if you see them. All right, you see them? I'm going with them. Woo, come with me, baby doll. Let's see them. Oh, they're flying parallel with me. Is it because of that? I don't think so. Anyway, so the same here. So these guys want to give us an incentive of $7,200 or $7,400 tax break. One tax break if I buy an EV. That is a unfair competition to the combustion engine business. Because guess who pays for that $7,400 eventually? You and I. Why? We're gonna be taxed more. Who do you think is gonna pay for that? The government? So the government needs money. How do you revenue besides printing money? How do you think they will do it? By taxing us more, printing more money, therefore creating inflation. I think the wind blows from their way. So I apologize, but that's all I got. I can't. Hey, wind, turned around. Yeah. There you go. Now it blows from my face. Thank you very much, Zeus. If there is one, it's Zeus. Anyway, that's how I like to call it. Call him. Call him. He's a man. Why? My behavior, my psychology. All right. So let's see. That's one example. And then, after a year, the government will make some studies. Some PhDs, professors, will make some studies telling us how people started buying EVs, electric vehicles. And you see, we got it, man. We understood. global warming, we need to be conscious with our resources. I agree with that, but don't be imbecilic. And don't allow yourself to be caged by the government and interests that own those entities. So they will make a study and say, see, it's an increase in electric vehicles, when actually it's a fake increase. It is a controlled increase due to the incentives that you and I will pay eventually. So that's one of those things. Remember, we're going to have problems with the water. We're going to have problems with electricity at home. They don't have to ban it like the guns. They don't have to ban guns. They don't have to, say, okay, we're going to make it illegal. They just have to make the price of a gun so expensive that you can't afford it. There's going to be only those guys will be able to afford them. Not you and I. They will make a gun, let's say $300,000, and a bullet $50,000. Can you afford it? No. Some will be able to afford it. And obviously some will be protected with our money because they are elected officials, and understand they're more important than you and your kids. So it's another one. Electricity. They will have you use a certain number, a certain amount of kilowatts a day. It's like the telephone. I don't know if you have this on a telephone, but some plans have it like this. After a while, you get into the regular data. So you're not going to have high-speed internet. You're going to have, 300, kilobytes speed, which is, you can go to bed, wake up after 2 weeks, and maybe you see a page loaded up. Right? I hope this is not considered erosion, right? Alright. Holy fuck, I'm gonna be able... Alright, nevertheless. So they will limit that, so we don't use too much, water from the dams, from the hydroelectric power plants or the coal plants, which will be closed, right? And then they will set, like in Romania, in communist Romania, they will set limits. You go ratios, daily, weekly ratios. You will get your half of bread a day, you will get half of flour a week, you can get a kilogram of sugar a month, you can get 4 liters a month of gasoline for your car, and so on. I lived through all of that. I don't want to live through that. If you want to live through that, wait until I die, and then you can have it. Or you can have it on your own right now. Don't make me do that. But the weaker the people will have the government do that in the name of saving the planet. Remember, this planet, if it wants, it can wipe us out like this, but we save the planet. I'm not saying we should not be mindful. Look at me. Not look at me like, look at this. Look at this beautiful nature. Yeah, we should preserve it, but we shouldn't be paranoid about it. And I'm not gonna go in the caves with my life. One life that I have, I don't think Zeus will grant me another one. I mean, I'm pretty sure, unless elevates me to the Mount Olympus, the Pantheon, gods over there. Unless that happens, I'll have one life. I want to live my life. I want to be conscious, but don't put me in a cage. I don't want to be put in a cage. I want to live my life. I don't think I'm too destructive anyway, but I understand certain things are. We can limit things, but not to the extent that once you pass over a certain number of kilowatts hour, they're gonna downgrade your house, that you're gonna have only one bulb functional in your house. And maybe they can put those machines like the hamsters, the mice that run around, those wheels, and you can power your own bulb in the future by your energy that you're gonna get from your great food that they make available for you with their pharmaceutical help. And then when you get sick, they will have enough pills for you to pop. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to live like that. And after a while, they might turn off your electricity at your house. I had some visitors, 3 visitors in the last month, supposedly from the government, wanted to put on one of my houses some panels, some solar panels, because I get energy, and they wanted me to disconnect from the regular energy grid. I said, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, this is just a step away from you to control me better than you are already. I didn't do it. I don't believe in that one. If you wanna do it, do it. I don't wanna be mandated. I don't think that's freedom of the people. I don't think so. So remember electricity, remember gas at the pump, which gonna be again, I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I know it's very, very windy. My shoes are waterproof anyway, but if you climb this to the east, that's the west, towards Chicago, that's Chicago, I'm sorry, Illinois. Chicago is a little bit southwest. So if you climb this, you're gonna go to the Glen Lake. Glen Lake is where is my beautiful Glen Arbor. Alright, so this is very close, about 5 miles. My favorite spot, this is my home. Alright my friends, I don't want to be in a cave. I remember one time a friend of mine who was, I think, a little bit jealous, let's put it mildly, that when I first bought I was in the process of buying my first house. Because I bought a house, you didn't buy a house until you paid it off. And it's garbage because you still have to pay taxes and taxes and taxes. Alright, I agree with that to a certain extent. So when I bought my house, I was in the process. That means I signed, I got my house. I was very excited. It was, the first house, my property, coming from a communist Romania. It was fantastic. And this guy was a Romanian as well. And a friend of mine from childhood, he said that I made a mistake. He was living in an apartment. And he said that you made a mistake. With the money that you spend on all this, a long 30-year period of time with the interest, you're gonna spend a lot of money that you're not gonna use. I said, yeah, but it's getting worse and worse. This is going to appreciate, I said. It's gonna be, if I choose to sell it, it's gonna appreciate. He said, yes, but you're gonna pay taxes as well. I said, yeah, but in an apartment, you also pay, in a rent is either included the water, the electricity, the gas, whatever, consumption you have. I said, that adds. And he said, well, I'm saving this amount of money. I said, yeah, but with time. So he was telling me that I made a mistake. He couldn't afford buying a house. He couldn't afford. By the way, he was from Canada. So over there to buy a house, you need to have about $1 million. With an income of, let's say, 50,000 Canadian dollars a year. I don't think so. So, oh my God. He was telling me this, and I said, you know what? How about this? I think if you would move into a tent, you would save even more money than you save right now in your apartment. He didn't know what to say. And I said, you know what? I choose to live a certain kind of standard of life, living standard. I want to have that living standard. I have to have my kids enjoying a living standard where I don't have a problem feeding them, having a place, a safe place where they can play, electricity, warmth. I don't want them to be crammed in a 1 or 2 bedroom apartment. So not that it's bad, but it's harder. I lived in a 1-room apartment in America. I know how it is, but we were 2. We were not 4 or 5 or 6. So I said, that's fine, you want to live in an apartment? That's great. I don't want to live in an apartment. I want to live in a house. Big house, god damn it. No, I don't like big houses, but it was an investment. Let's put it this way. Maybe by the time I get, it's gonna be about 45 minutes until that gets down, so I don't think we're gonna see the sunset. I would like to, but anyway. So there is Wisconsin on the other side, and there is Illinois. Alright my friends, I don't want to go in the caves. The problem is this, if they're going to mandate the use of electricity to a certain number of kilowatts hour, in order to use gas a certain number, The guys that will make these laws for us, they can afford to pay. Most of us, even the baboons, they will not be able to pay for them. And then can't change it because they will be indoctrinated since infancy, since kindergarten, preschool, school and so on, to think this way. There will be not too many like you and I that will see through this incarceration. Willing fool incarceration dictated by the weak through the democratic system. That's why these guys are they like to defend the democracy here. Now, the democracy is good, but when we make a decision, I want to make sure the decision is made by the most competent members of the organization. That's how you do. You don't ask any baboon who doesn't know squat about anything to give his opinion or assessment. Just because it's the law, we can change the law. And we can make it based on merit. I wrote about that in my book, A Better Society We Should Create. You'll find it on Amazon. I explain how we can make it. You have to earn the right to have a full vote. That's my assessment. Otherwise, you're gonna have baboons not knowing shit about anything, being scared of their freaking shadow, but they will vote and nullify your vote, or my vote, or some people who know much more than we do. I don't think that's fair. We don't let baboons design bridges. You have to have credentials. How come of one stupid motherfucking bridge you have to have, I don't know, professional engineering credentials to design it, you know, and it has to be approved by, but in the matter of the world, it's like, running away. But in the matter of utmost importance of our lives, our country, our nation, no, we allow any baboon to say whatever. That's not right. And if you have a mass media that is cooperating with the guys in charge, we're doomed. And that's where we are right now. That's where we are. I don't want to live in a cave. I don't want to go back in the cave. That's what they want us to do. But they, guess what? They will say we should all have clean energy. Solar panels. How many can you put on your house? Let's say the government pays for 40% of the payment. Let's say it's $100,000. I'm exaggerating. $100,000 for the panels on your house. To make it easier, the government takes from others to pay for it 40%, which is $40,000, and you pay $60,000. Who can afford doing that? These guys here, there was a study where they said 60% of the Americans do not have $400 to pay cash to pay for an emergency right now. And this is the rich country? What is this? What is this, my friends? I can't leave. I can't leave if I don't save money. I can't leave. It's not a thing of not being safe and being afraid, but postponing gratification for bigger goals. Right here is a brick. Washed up. It's a law. It's for some time, but it's all surrounded by the water. Isn't that beautiful? Leave it where we found it. That's how you're supposed to. What else can I tell you, my friends? Be mindful about this. Don't allow, maybe I'm not saying don't allow force, but try to debate the baboons. Try to give them information. Try to give them knowledge. Even with the risk of being called deniers, being called this and that. Those words have no meanings unless they have really a negative consequence in the society. And then you have to be smarter, sneakier. Why? Because you're stronger. If you are stronger, you gotta know how to turn around the boots, how to fool them. Because remember, you are on the side of the right thing, of the truth. So with all the arguments they were fed by the mass media and their media operatives and the school and the baboons in school who just parrot whatever the curriculum they're given by the federal government. All those guys just have simply words without the logical connection between them. They tell you that global warming already is a consensus, established truth. You think so? I don't think so. Well, they call you this and that. Unless they fire me from whatever job I have. Well, they burn me on the stake, or they arrest me, or slap me around. And it wouldn't be that bad if they slap me around. You know what I mean? That kind of slap, a bitch slap. All right, so until then, speak about it. Get knowledge, information. You must win the argument because you own the argument. You have the argument. They don't have it. That's why they call you names. Because they know that's all they got. And they get very frustrated when you ask them why. You know, the Socratic method. Why? And why? Why is that? Why? Tell me more about why. They don't have it. And they know it. They know it. Well, my friends, here I'll let you go with this beautiful sunset. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.